of you to this meeting. So we'll go to the first talk by Dr. Arup, which is on online IOL power calculation, here to stay. As we all know, Arup is a very senior cataract surgeon with so much of presentations all over the world. And he has done a lot of special interest, he has taken a lot of special interest in all the IOL power calculations, the formulas, which is the best, and he's an excellent teacher as well. Over to Dr. Arup.
Good morning, friends. Thank you, Sai, for the kind introduction, and thanks KSOS for giving me an opportunity to present my talk. So, we are all aware that today the refractive outcome of cataract surgery have become excellent. In a landmark study, Savini et al., using biometric data obtained from a swept source OCT-based optical biometer and newer formulas, the recent formulas, shown that prediction error of 0.5 diopter is seen from 88 to 90.67% of these patients. Provided, again, let me emphasize that you have got high quality biometric data and then you're using the newer formulas. This has come about, this excellence in our refractive outcome has come about because, as I just mentioned, we are very, very accurate and precise in our biometric workup. And then newer IOL power calculations, and that is going to be my focus today, particularly on the online versions of the IOL power calculators. And a brief history about the origin of how the evolution of these power formulas have occurred. Generationally, we do use this generation classification of IOL formulas. This is a very chaotic, very random, and doesn't really make much sense in today's scenario. So a couple of years back, Warren Hill and his team, they reclassify the IOL power calculation formulas based on the method that is used to calculate the power and the data that is used to get these calculations. And then I think this is the latest classification of IOL power calculations. Don't worry, I'm not going through each and every formula mentioned here. But this is a very easy to understand formula classification. And there are so many formulas, and most of these are available online. So many of these formulas have to be, proved and re-verified in large volume practices. So today we basically stick to Barrett Universal 2 Heal RBF version 3 and the Olsen. Olsen formula is a paid formula. And then the new kids on the block, in fact, they have been around for quite some time, have been the Kane formula, EVO formula, the Panacea formula. And recently the Pearl DGS and Hoffer QST formula also have done extremely well. So my emphasis is on online power calculation today. It is because we all have the infrastructure. We have the computers, laptops, the internet, the wired or the Wi-Fi. So you don't require any additional investment for to use these calculators. Plus the availability, like for example, as soon as I get the biometric data in my desktop or in my smartphone, in cases of difficult challenging situations, when my office staff send it to me when I'm traveling or talking or when I'm not available in the office. So you can calculate it using, even your smartphone, what exactly is the IOL power that you want to be ordered immediately. And then multiple results. If you stick to one particular device, they won't have all the formulas. Many of these formulas will be outdated. They have not been updated for a long period of time. So on the other hand, you have access to all these formulas. So you can definitely get an idea about what each formula calculation is telling you, to what is about the correct IOL power, whatever is your target refraction. So there are multiple results that are possible. And then, as I mentioned, there's power formula writers. They keep on updating the formulas very frequently, and these don't show up in the devices that you have purchased, and you definitely use most up-to-date formulas. For the spherical IOL calculator and other tools, there is a wide variety of formulas available. I am just going to tell you the ones which I use and from this list and which have given me good results. Even for the toric formulas and the SI calculators, we use the Barrett formula. It is a very comprehensive, exhaustive formula. And then EVO, this also has been doing well. Some of the formulas do not give results for cases where post-refractive surgery, LRI has been done, or post-hyperopic laser has been done for these patients. So you have to be very careful. So, most of these hallmarks of most of these new formulas, they have more number of variables, which makes these formulas more accurate. Many of these newer variables that are required are actually optional. So if your measurement device doesn't measure it, that is also okay. You can still calculate the intraocular lens power. It may be more accurate if you had all the variables that were incorporated in the various fields of the formula. And so basically try to get as many variables as possible. So my go-to formula is always Barrett Universal 2. It is free in the apscrs.org. It's a complete suite. It takes care of all your IOL power calculation requirements. And in difficult scenarios, in extreme cases, challenging cases, I of course see what the Kane formula tells, what the Hill RB formula tells, and then take a call. And if you have used an ultrasonic biometer to get your axial length, you can still use the Barrett Universal 2 formula by adjusting your A constant. ACRS.org has got a lot of fields on, on the calculators and entire page on calculator and the tools. So here I really like the post-refractive IOL calculator, and Hill RBF calculator version 3 is again available here, then toric results analyzer. So rest of the formulas, some of the components of the Barrett calculator are also incorporated in the ACRS.org. This is the new kid on the block. It has been around for 5 or 6 years. Initially, people are not sure. Today, I think everyone is convinced, and I'm also convinced it does extremely well. It calculates for both non-toric and toric IOLs. It gives very good results for keratoconus patients. It takes the gender into account, male or female, and so it has been doing extremely well. Another formula which it was published in AJO and it has been gradually gaining in popularity is the Pearl DGS calculator. So this also calculates the second eye enhancer. It has a feature called second eye enhancer. Like if operated on the first eye and give an adequate period to heal, 8 weeks, and then you can use this formula. So you can get some idea as to what should be the target refraction for the second eye to be operated after ascertaining the refractive outcome on the first eye. I think this is a game changer. So among all the cataract organizations, AACRS, APACRS, they had their websites had IOL calculators. EACRS did not have one, but 2 years back, they came up with this calculator. And once you calculate, so basically for spherical IOL calculation, there are 7 formulas that are taken into account. The beauty of this formula is once you input your biometric parameters, you fill in the fields. This particular site itself, approaches the 7 formulas, all these well-known formulas, and then calculates the IOL power. So, for example, if I'm going to use the IQ lens for a given patient, and my say 16.5 is the power suggestion for all these 7 formulas. So I can decide which power that I want to employ. If it is a toric lens, it is a Barrett, EVO, Hofford Q, AST, and Kane. These are the formulas this ESL's calculator uses. For extremes of eyes, I always take multiple formulas into account. Sometimes the older formulas have done better than the newer formulas in these cases. So friends, you must remember that in this game of IOL power calculation, you as the surgeon are in charge. Somebody else may be doing the calculations for you, but you have to be very, very thorough in your IOL power calculation techniques. You must be aware of what are the latest. Every peer-reviewed journal, every issue has 2 or 3 new articles which bring up a lot of new things. Proper patient workup, accurate biometric parameters have to be obtained. Use newer formulas, go online. And with properly optimized lens constants, trying to adapt to the new technologies as they present, anything new that is new may not be the best. But so you don't be really in a rush to change everything what you have been doing, and strive to use all available resources to their best advantage. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Dr. Arup. Next, I call upon Dr. Sai Kumar to give his talk on Catch the Runaway Rexes.
Arup, a very nice talk, because I always look upon you for all these IOL power calculations. What do you recommend, what formula you recommend for the hyperopic eyes? Because that is the most common challenge we face.
Actually, Mohan has raised a very pertinent question. See, hyperopic eye, like as I mentioned, in extremes of eyes, very long eyes, that's no longer much of a problem, but short eyes, hyperopic eyes, nanophthalmic eyes. So older concept was use the Hofford Q and all that. But today what I will do is I use the Hofford, I use Barrett Universal 2, I'll use Kane formula, and I use Hill RBF and find out, which gives us the best results. And sometimes I tell the patients that, the best formula also may not give you the most accurate result in the given patient. So we have to have a proper counseling system in place for these patients. But these are the 3 formulas that I would definitely look into for very high